before you comment. Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy top of the day to you. Hope all you guys' days are going good. Make sure you are there tonight on YouTube at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. West Coast for Corey Holcomb 5150 show with guest host Corey Holcomb and guest whoever else it could be, but host Corey Holcomb and Darlene O.G. Ortiz, better known as Ice-T baby mom and longest standing woman that had been with him. She had been with him since she was 17 going on 18. So, you know, Darlene O.G. Ortiz is 54. They're in that bracket where, you know, you can smell the BS coming from them from a mile away. So make sure y'all check out that show. I'll make sure I repost in the community section. If you don't know how to get to the community section, press my icon, then swipe over to the right, go to the last, and then click community. You will find a whole bunch of other posts in there that you probably have not seen. Also be looking out for the little clips that I throw up here and there too. All right, so addressing some things. I want to give a follow-up on the shooter in Boulder, Colorado. In totality, there's been 10 people that were killed. They said all of them were dead on sight. Upon contact with them, they were dead on sight. And that just really, I don't know, it just really bugs me out to hear something like that, because it's like, wow. He started in the parking lot. I'm learning now, shooting. He shot it out with the police. Subsequently went into the store and then started shooting people as he was in the store. So this is another case of rage. A different type of rage. A type of rage where you have no empathy upon anybody's life, anybody's well-being, anything such matters such in sequential order. And you say to yourself, you know what? It's all or nothing. I think he honestly and truthfully did what I have talked about before and what psychologists have brought up before, with suicide by police. Now, a lot of men and women are into this. There was an actress, I remember, I think it was last year, maybe the year before that, light-skinned actress, I forgot what her name was, but she was on ER. Now, she was on a reoccurring role on ER TV show, and it was crazy because they just released the video not even a minute ago, and it was the actual police body cam footage. And everybody was like, oh, she shouldn't have been killed. And it is a terrible tragedy. But she brought this tragedy on to herself. She pulled out a gun on those cops and shot and brandished the gun, and they told her numerous times while backing down. And they backed down, I want to emphasize this, from upstairs to downstairs, and now backing up into the kitchen. And when she pointed the gun down the stairs, they shot her. Now, I say this to say this. This man was shot back at too, but he was only hitting the leg, we're finding out from the press release. And I said to myself, this motherfucker went in there and shot 10 innocent people. Most of those innocent people were 20-year-olds. And one 61-year-old man who had been through probably all kinds of shit in his life. He's like, I done worked in coal mines, probably fucking worked under a car, been in snowstorms. It is Colorado, blizzards, all kinds of shit. And the whole shit come to a wrap in the grocery store. It's beyond my comprehension. Now, I'm not here to make comparisons, but I'm going to say this, and this is obvious, and it has to be said. And don't get me wrong here. I say to you all the time, I grew up around mostly Italians and Greeks. And so I understand both cultures very well. White people alike know this is something different. This is called white male rage. And you have a black male rage too that exists. It's a psyche. Any sociology class will talk about this. It's always amazing people don't believe I went to college, huh? You know, there's a whole bunch of people in New York that talk like me and they went to college. Trust me on this. Accents have nothing to do with it. And I've lived in Connecticut for over 20 plus years. I probably got to be soon approaching 25 in a little bit here. This is my home, you know. But let me tell you something. This rage is a combination of things. It's the things of us coming out of COVID-19 now, reasserting ourselves into society. It has a lot to do with people now coming to the terms that they may have hang-ups in their life that they never thought that they did, like being in complete solitude for long durations. We have exerted the fact of the mental condition and the mental stability of many people who have been in quarantine for almost a year. And in some cases, things have not gotten back to normal. Now, I don't know the situation, and I looked at the COVID laws in Colorado, and they're kind of mixed up because they kind of dealt their own brand of quarantining individually depending on the counties. Does that make sense? And as a result, you know, that's where you, I don't know, you find the differences in the numbers of COVID deaths, the number of COVID cases, new infections, concurrent infections in certain areas. I'm more interested in concurrent and new infections more than anything. And the third one that falls in sequential order of that trio would probably be deaths. Those are the three things that I'm looking. In Connecticut here and in the tri-state area, we've seen a 30% increase in COVID. You know, one of the main reasons why New York got hit so bad, and Jersey too, and I want to explain this to you guys. We are the two places that host what you call international flights, you know? And those international flights at JFK in Newark, they, you know, bring it, you know, they pull out all kinds of shit out of there, the TSA guys down there. They pull out, you know, fucking fruits that ain't supposed to be in America, animals that ain't supposed to be in America, eggs of animals that ain't supposed to be in America. And when I say ain't supposed to be in America, I mean on a banned fucking list from the FDA, the TSA, the fucking FBI, Customs and Immigration, INS, you know, all collectively. You see what I'm saying? So the problem is the virus seeped in here itself too, and it was undetected because there's no way of detecting it. You know, how the fuck are you gonna detect that except if you're already been known to the symptoms? New York and Jersey got hit the hardest. I would say Southern Connecticut, where I'm at, Fairfield County, got hit definitely the hardest. God bless everyone here that succumbed to that fucking. I myself have lost now five people now that I knew. R.I.P. to Fred the Godson. 5 people. Stephanie. Shit crazy, man. Stephanie and Fred the Godson hit me differently. I know I mentioned that, and I never really got into it because, you know, Fred was a friend of us, you know. I won't say I was the closest with Fred, but he was definitely a friend of ours. And every time I was with him, it was a good cheers. The last time I was with him was when we were at 28th Street. And we were at 28th Street because we were down there to check out. You guys give me 1 second here. I got to move this truck coming. The last time that we were with Fred had to be on, I'm going to say 28th Street because we were down there for the Love and Hip Hop rap for Jacquaid. And y'all know Jacquaid, he was on Love and Hip Hop. Long-time friend. We had some bumps. But we haven't sat down and talked about that. But when I saw him last time, which was at a tape-in for, I think it was Jeff Tweedy from Sean John, and I was with Prez. It was a good standing. He had the Basquiat jacket on. I'm not even going to front. I wanted that. I need one of those, Jeff. I need that Basquiat. My friend died of complications from COVID-19. My other friend died too, and you know, it was sudden. It was real sudden, and that's the thing I just couldn't handle. It's hard, man. It's real hard. Second thing I wanted to talk about, I want to move on from that because that stuff is just sad for me. The second thing I want to talk about is this. Give me a second. Second thing I want to talk about men, women, whoever it is, in each different situation coming on my page in the comment section and voicing their opinion. All right? I don't go on people that even attack me because of what I say or how they feel or what they don't like what I say. I don't go on their pages and flag them. I don't go on their page and leave nasty remarks. No, instead I make a fucking video about you and we have it out like that. We are not in ninth grade. If you have the spirit and the gumption and the motion to, I feel, attack someone, to have that same guided spirit when a motherfucker comes to attack you back. Don't start crying and running to Google and saying, oh, Google God that owns YouTube, can you please help me? I am in disarray. There's someone beyond my door trying to attack me with a Trojan horse. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, the problem with antagonistic motherfuckers such as yourselves is that you don't know when to stop. See, there was a particular individual, I'm not going to say her name, but she's very antagonistic. She is known beyond myself for being antagonistic, and her reputation precedes her. Online and obviously offline, according to the police agencies, Department of Child Services, and a whole bunch of other inquiries she has had that we've witnessed on camera. I'm not making this shit up. You can reference it, you know? And I'm not using it to my advantage. I'm basing the obvious of why such conversation would even come to hand, because in my opinion, I think that most people psychologically enough are inclined to know that passive-aggressive attitudes warrant passive-aggressive responses. If you want to test this theory, go run up on a cop and with your hand in your pocket, shouting some hype shit. I dare you. You will find very quickly that you will get a response. So this is what I mean by passive-aggressive tendencies equal out to passive-aggressive responses. You just heard me earlier say that they gave this young woman that was an actress on ER numerous times to back down and put her gun down. More times than the average person, if you ask me, because they backed down from 3 positions. They were upstairs on a totally different floor. They backed out of her bedroom to the bathroom. When she got up even further now out of the bed, they now backed up downstairs. They backed up downstairs, and when they got downstairs, they still kept speaking to her. Stop, put the gun down. She kept coming towards them. They backed up now to a 3rd position, to the kitchen. Now that they're in the kitchen, you understand what I'm saying? She is still coming down. Now she is raising her hand up. This is a passive-aggressive tone. Their training condones that they shoot. Now they can shoot to maim, or they can shoot to harm. They can fire a warning shot, or they can shoot to kill. My whole damn family was in the military. My uncles, my aunts. I have an aunt that lived in Germany and Italy. Spoke Italian. Had things from Italy and Germany, hutches and cabinets, car that she paid on her own money to bring back over here, and numerous other things. My aunt Geraldine had a beautiful. It was a. I don't know if you guys. I guess now it would be kind of similar to an ottoman, but imagine an ottoman 3 times the width. It's also opened up as like a chest drawer, but it lifts up, and underneath it is a record player, and then on the left hand side there's a storage for those records or whatever else you want to put in there. But the whole thing is made of cedar. It's extremely heavy, and I don't know who the fuck bought it up. Well, it was I was assuming it was my uncles at the time, because they had to be young men at the time. My uncles and all of them, I like to say, are in the normal age range. You know, my uncles and all of them, they were probably in their 40s and 50s when I was born. You know, and I say in their like late 30s, early 40s when I was born. Yeah, that makes more sense. So late 30s, early 40s. So they were old, they were not older gentlemen, but they were still young, but they were like, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's like the dynamic in family is different now. You know, you a grandma at 32, 33 now. Shit crazy. You know what I mean? Shit crazy. But my point of saying all that was this. Coming in someone's comment section and becoming passive aggressive over nothing is silly. It gets us nowhere, and it makes you look like fools. And now there's a documented record of us looking like fools, written out and shown by our actions. I like to keep it preferably video, or preferably not even have the topic at all. You don't like what I said? Oh well, fuck it. We are the same color, but we grew up different. A lot of us did. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I grew up different than you. But we shared some of the same interests. We shared some of the same conversation. We shared some of the same interactions in society. We share some of the same actions. And I extend this to the Asian population, who is now getting their wake-up call that there's a certain segment there's always been here. I just think somehow or another the culture, as it is simulated into American culture, because Chinese Americans have been here since the 1800s, if you don't know. Chinese Americans helped build the railroads, along with African Americans and Indian Americans, or Native Americans, as I like to call them. Yeah, anybody else does, you know. Shout out to the Pequots and the Mashantuckets right out here in Connecticut. But I know a lot of them. Shout out to Sebastians, Lonnie Braxton. I was just thinking about that. I was like, damn, I know a lot of them. You know, O'Neills, Cobarts, shout out to them. Tone, Ryan, what up? Pequot Nation. I just, you know, I don't get it. Now the second part is this. Dear, horny, perverted, nasty, disgusting men. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are hard up. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are just straight perverts. And in many cases, I think a few of y'all should already be, if anything, monitored. Let's put it at that, monitored. You know, I'm a guy, I can't control another guy's behavior or way of speech. But what I can do is, sorry guys, I dropped something. What I can do is, I can't control what the fuck is up around me. That much I can do. Now, if you get somebody to tell you you can't do that, something wrong with them, and they're a control freak, or they're a narcissist, or something's really deeply mentally wrong with them. They might be a sociopath or a sociopath. Now, either one of these paths they are, epithets they are, it doesn't matter. You need to get the fuck away from them and get away from them soon, because they're gonna do you nothing good's gonna come of this. You're gonna end up hating yourself. I'm trying to tell you. Now, a lot of these, I gotta put my oil. I know I look crazy, right? Y'all like, what are you doing? Nah. I do that all the time. This oil that I get it's like real oil. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but it's not diluted. A lot of them oils that people get, they're very heavily diluted. This is diluted in actual like almond oil, and it's something else, but it's fermented and stuff like for a long time, so it's very peculiar. So like when I rub it in my head, and I do that because your scalp can stink too. Did you know that? That's where your hair starts stinking. Right at this, you have this thing in there called cerebrum plugs. And this is how like a lot of men and women develop things like alopecia and whole kinds of other shit, is because those pores get clogged. There's a way of reversing it. You can actually get the plugs removed, even though it's very painful. From what I heard, this is what I heard. But yeah, all that shit. Anyway, to all the perverted dudes that keep coming to the profile and trying to talk to girls, my dude, I talked to a woman last night that was so offended by what was said to her that she said she'd been on dating sites that was damn near porn-like, and nobody ever said anything like that to her. And I just want to say to whoever the man is harboring around, because I can't see it. And the reason I can't see all the comments, because there's so many comments. You know, it takes me a long time to go through and even reply to you guys. You guys will know that. People will tell me, yo, I sent you an email and I'll see the comment, and the comment was made 3-4 weeks ago. You know, so, you know, I'm sorry. And I'll get better at that. I'll be doing so much during my day. But and y'all that know me offline know exactly what I'm talking about. I be doing so much in my day that like I don't really, you know what I mean? Practically, I'm gonna say 70, possibly 65 to 70% of my day is conducted off this phone. You know what I mean? Like everything, my entire everything is via this phone. You know what I mean? Like everything. You know, like I've started moving my photography more and, you know, trying to sell the pictures again and all that stuff, because that's picking back up, and publications online anyway are now, like, people that are in the industry or work freelance, what I'm talking about, they're now subjugating into like, okay, well, you can't come in, and there's doubts if you will be in that office space anymore, because do we actually need that office space when we've been having you guys work remotely for 8 or 9 months? So how about we create a segue instead towards working remotely, even when it comes to these picture things. So now if you're at an event or a pop-up or whatever, and you don't have to go through the tedious notion of whatever, I'll create a private account. You send me the pictures, I validate what I like and what I don't like, I pay you, boom. We don't even have to see each other. You know, so it's a very different market that I'll be entering back into. So but this lady told me that this guy said, I was just like, yo, really? And I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to say your name, but I am going to talk about it because it needs to be said. So if you're watching this, you know exactly what I mean, and I ain't say your name. I didn't say your name. But the person who wrote it, you know who I'm talking about too. And so I'm going to be going through my comment section, and anywhere where I see a reply and it looks like something negative, I got a lot of followers. Losing 100, 200, even 300 don't matter shit. It really doesn't. And to be quite honest with you, most of the people that do shit like that are not on here supporting you. They're on here because they're fucking creepers. You know what I mean? You ain't, listen, let me tell you something, man. You ain't gonna get no Vijay offline like that. And if you do, she probably got some STD she want to give you, or side baby. You know what I mean? So you walking your way into a court case and a lifelong tirade of despair, slowly. You don't even realize it. Oh, that side baby mama's a doozy, I heard. I ain't got no side baby or baby mamas. Team no kids. You know what I'm saying? Not married. You know? And regardless of how, you know, people think I think, you know, or presume, I think, or whatever. You know, I'm very, very, very protective over girls because I got 2 sisters, you know. So sometimes when I hear women come on my page, like I talk to one of them so frequently, it's like I get tired of talking to her sometimes. I love you, bugger. But she watches my shit all the time. I told her to stop commenting too. Stop commenting on this motherfucker, huh? Claro que sí, tú sabes, mujer. You know, it's crazy. Guys are actually in the comment section on YouTube try to holler at chicks. I could understand if it was just randomly, but this was like the reversal of like, because the person's got to have like 2 or 3 counts or something like that, something going on. Whatever's going on, it's just like, it's creepy, dude. It's creepy. Like, why are you doing that? So I need some answers for that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Say if it's somebody like I know or some shit like that, right? And they just like a creepy. I want to know who that is because I don't want to be around that person. You know what I mean? That's for starters. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, I don't see why any guy would be in the comment section of fucking YouTube. Why? If you're not there to support me, if you're not there to, you know what I mean, whatever, donate, whatever else comes into mention, why are you there? You gotta help me answer that. Comments, nigga. I you know what I'm saying? I can't be out here in the streets. Y'all won't be checking me for my lips, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be checking me for my lips. That ain't cool, man. Gapped up, bro. He said, my skin felt dry just talking to him. My skin felt dry just talking to him. Yeah. But yeah, man. Fellas, whoever it is, stay out the comment section trying to holler at chicks, man. You look like a sucker. Not only do you look like a sucker, you look hard up. You look like you're fuck anything, it sounds like, based on what you said. Excuse my friends. But, I mean, like, what type of woman, like, if you come up to a woman like that, first thing they know is they either with it, and it's a price with it, which puts you in all kinds of danger, especially if you go in there raw, or 2, they're going to dish you, which is more probably the response you're going to get. And when they dish you, they're gonna dish you and they're gonna be offended, and they'll start thinking about how offended they felt. And then it might lead out to shit. This woman was talking about calling the police on the motherfucker that made that comment. And I want you to stand and hear what I'm saying. This woman says she was calling the police on whoever wrote that comment, and based on where she worked at, she can make that happen. I'm trying to tell you, don't think you can hide just behind a profile. They have ways of figuring out who's who, and they have ways of figuring out why they, you know, where they're at, and all kinds of other shit. So you probably don't want to do that as your choice of vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, go ahead and sign up on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? I heard it's popping over there. There's a couple of them porn sites like that. You know, Craigslist is out of here, I understand. But you can check out a couple other places. You know, there's some things out there. And you know, just do your research. The same way you put that effort. See, Google owns Google Search and YouTube. So, see, you ain't too far away. So just press the Google emblem, and it's going to take you right to the search, and you can go get your freak on over there and talk to whoever. And more importantly, you don't even know how old the girls are you talking to. YouTube is not restricted. It's not a rated R, PG-13, PG, you know, section. Rated R, rated A. It's a section for everything, you know, at one drop of a search. That's what makes it dangerous. That's what makes it dangerous. I almost want to say sometimes that I feel that the United States actually might want to do what a lot of other countries do. And sometimes they bar the internet from society. Now, major businesses and people that use, and schools and things like that, they still get to utilize the internet. But they cut the internet for, like, social media, all that shit. They get it the fuck up out of there for a few months, year, 2 years. They were doing this in China before COVID-19 hit. around the time when they were protesting because they was beating the shit out of the Buddhists out there. It was just like Tiananmen Square. Yeah, check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's a world record of that, record of that, of where when this man stood in front of a tank, and said, "No, I'm not moving. Not moving." It's one of the most monumental times in the United States, in world history, that we can look upon and be like, yo, you know what? That stood out. That stood out. That was a fucking moment. You guys, you forgot how to create moments. And when you get the moments, you don't embrace the fucking moments for it. Now let's move on to the next story. Or there's another story to replace it. You know? Like this motherfucker that shot 10 people. He outdid the nigga that shot 8 people. You know? Women, this is why you got to start being more loving and shit like that. Stop this mean streak. There's a lot of guys out here that just want some J. You can organize that with them. You know what I'm saying? Get your coin. You know, whatever. I don't, you know, for all you working girls on OnlyFans, because now you're working girls. I hope you know that. If you're on OnlyFans, popping for J, asking for donations, nobody ever says anything about that, but you come on my channel talking about I'm begging. What is a broad on OnlyFans doing? What is a broad on OnlyFans doing? Is she not asking for donations and shit? How come y'all not attacking the chicks that are out there and they are on this OnlyFans shit? And on the OnlyFans shit, these girls are butt-ass naked. They're already naked on Instagram as it is already. And you don't attack them. That's what I can't understand. That part, you miss me with that. If you coming on my page and you saying based on what I went through, lost my job, went and got it was getting into another gig, was there like damn near I'm in the door now. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, you know what? Fuck all that. Here goes COVID-19. And maybe that's the reason why that. You know, maybe that's the way God worked it out. And he said, listen, I want you to work on your own thing that you were doing. Here are the tools. Here are the people you need to know most importantly. You've been here each and every last one of the tapings. You talked to them. You talked to DJ Envy. You talked to Tuma Basa from YouTube. You talked to Jeff Tweedy from Sean John. You talked to Dia Sims from Revolt TV. You talked to Michael Bivens from New Edition. You know, let's go on. And I'm sitting front seat at all of them most of the time. Except for one time I had to stand in the back. And I forgot who that was, but they wasn't that memorable for me because I didn't know who they were. Not to say they weren't a good speaker, but they were a great speaker. And it was a great taping, but, you know. I ain't never popped on OnlyFans, slinging the D. You know what I'm saying? How come we not attacking? There are young girls on OnlyFans. You ain't got to do much to get validated on there and get on there, you know? It's not much of a requirement scale. Let's put it that fucking way. Attack that shit. Why you on here, babe? Now imagine if I was going, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start screenshotting the shit. Chick, why you on here shaking ass like this? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why you on here begging for money, shaking ass? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Jesus gonna do something for you, though. Bring on over to the church. I saw a girl that fell off a stripper pole down in Atlanta. Y'all remember this story? And she fell down, knocked a couple teeth out of her mouth, and was able to raise $20,000 within 48 hours. $20,000. So the empathy is there, though. And she started the GoFundMe campaign. Wasn't she begging? I don't know. Like, I guess everybody got pics, right? That's the motherfucking crazy shit about it. Listen, you can't shame me out of the material that I put up. You can't shame me out of anything. If I was going to a job contractually, and I work freelance as well, I'm a photographer and videographer. And not on no low scale shit. I done filmed everybody from Remy Martin to Jesus Christ, Miami Memorial Day weekend. Every artist you could think of. Like I put up so many damn pictures. If you're friends with me offside of this YouTube ecosphere, you know there's dozens upon dozens upon dozens of video. I'm just trying to think of everybody though. God, Daddy's House Recording Studio, which is Puff Studio. 2 or 3 events, including my own recording sessions there, which are available on this page, which you just slide all the way down to the bottom as far as you can go. And because I don't have a shitload of videos, but yet and still, I am at 1 million views as of the 21st of March. And I did it in 3 months. 3 months. Amazing. Thank you guys for that too. I appreciate it. But I am at 1 million. It's like 1,117 views or something like that now. Yeah. That's crazy. Now, I'll give it this. It was like, I think it was like 300,000 already counted for the videos I had prior up to that. So I really had a gain of still 700,000. Yeah. But one of my videos has it's like 6 of them have 100-something thousand 100,000 views or something like that or whatever. It's amazing what you guys like and interest. But listen here, let me tell you something. You can't shame me, just like Kevin Samuels says, out of asking for donations. It's not going to happen. I have a goal. I'm hoping to buy some new equipment. I really want to buy this one particular camera because I know what I can do with it. And it's not that expensive. And I want to get a drone. That's the other thing I want to get. I want to get a drone. A drone that's able to carry that action. I'm on an action camera. I don't want to what's the name there? I don't want another phone or something like that. I want that drone, and I want this other camera. My lives would be so much better or whatever. And you guys are I'm gonna link it in here too, so you can go to my new channel and subscribe there too. You know what I mean? Once I get 1,000 people over there, I can go live. So, you know, get people that you know that know me. Go all over there to that channel. The link will be in the description as well as the donation links. Other than that, I'm out, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I just wanted to chat with y'all real quick and just say, yo, you know what? It's got to be some type of order in this YouTube ecosphere and an online ecosphere, period, because it's now turning into like the wild, wild fucking West or something, you know? So with that said, I'm just going to leave it at that, and I am out of here, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Everybody keep your head up, stay strong, and don't forget, man, you know, say something nice to somebody or whatever, because you never know what people are going through. We got wackos out here now, you know, shooting up grocery stores with young people. They're 20 years old, you know. So RP to all 10 of them victims out there in Boulder, Colorado. This is y'all second tragedy. I said it on my live yesterday before the news agency said it, and I watched 7 clips before they said. I said this is the second mass shooting in a week. So people, be careful, be aware. There's a lot of wackos running out there, you know, and just be careful, you know. People ask me why I react the way I react, because I don't know what the fuck is on people's minds nowadays. You know, people do some weird shit. I had a motherfucker one night. Let me tell y'all this before I get up out of here. I had a motherfucker try to do some goofy shit and follow me. And let me tell you something, man. I done walked through Marcy, Sumner, and Tompkins, and them motherfuckers hate each other. If y'all don't know what those are 3 separate housing projects, all in close vicinity of each other. And no matter which one you going to, you got to catch the G train to get off right there. Now, my man Jerry lived right up the block on Troop, right a little bit past Troop. And so I'm walking up in the Sumner sometimes 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? Because my man, he worked for MTA. So, you know, he get home late. And he don't work at MTA in BK. He work at MTA somewhere else. I ain't gonna say where. But, you know, so that's what he gotta do. So I'm just like, yo, don't come to me with no scary business. You know, don't do that. This guy, I walk out of the grocery store, I think I was. No, I wasn't at the grocery store. I was at, I don't remember where the fuck I was. I just got off the bus, and I walked out of that corner store. I said the grocery store. I had grocery store on my mind because I was just talking about that story. I'm sorry, y'all. I walked out the corner store, and I went in the corner store, I think, to get some matches. And so when I went into the corner store or whatever, and came out of it, and I saw money when I came in. And when I came in, the nigga looked at me up and down. Like, these niggas, I tell you, they raised by women, so they react like women. So if you pay attention to a woman's actions, pay attention to some of these dudes' actions, and you know the type of motherfucker you're dealing with. Right off the bat, you feel me? So I already know he gave me the look down like he was a chick at the club and we had the same dress on. So I already knew something was funny was going on. So as I walk out, I grab the mattress from walk out the door, and there's something I just feel, I always do that anyway. I just had this certain slight movement. So I turned around. And when I turned around, I saw the dude fucking behind me. And I'm like to myself, I'm like, why the fuck are you behind me? So then he stops, right? So when he stops, I'm like, okay, he gone. Oh, no. This motherfucker thought I put on the headphones, but I just put on the headphones and then turn on the music. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I was raised by some G's. Outside, I say, you know, me and Puff and all the team might have our differences or whatever. I love them niggas, and them niggas taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the niggas I was with before them, oh, shit, please. And put that with the Italians, who I'm still friends with. Shout out to Joey and Dom down in fucking Newport. I love you fucking boys. Let me tell you something. I walked down the block a little bit more, whatever. Money all of a sudden miraculously appeared behind me when we at the light. So I said, all right, if I make this left right here and this nigga make a left too, I'ma stop. So when I get across the street, he follows, he waits, follows behind me. I get to the next light, I say, you know what, I'm a freak and I'm gonna make it right. He turned, I'm gonna do something. So I turned around when he made the move to make it right where I was. I said, yo, money, what's wrong? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? Huh? Now he's shot. Huh? I said, yo, what's happening? I said, yo, you've been right behind me every 5 minutes, man. Like, listen, man, I feel like you're too close right now. You know, and I freaked out. I said, yo, COVID going on. You feel me? And then I just looked at him. But what I really meant was, motherfucker, if you don't get the fuck away from behind me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? And I've been seeing a lot of people do this. I've even heard other people reiterate the same verbiage that I'm saying right now. It's like, yo, this motherfucker was following me. I'm like, what kind of creeper fucking shit is that, you know? So, ladies, be very careful when you're walking home. It has gotten so bad in New York now that they have teams that walk women home and kids home and shit. That's fucking ridiculous. But it's happening all throughout the tri-state, you know? And the unfortunate thing about it is that you may be the victim of this bullshit. You know, so ladies, be very careful when you're walking home. I don't care where you live at in the tri-states. A lot of weirdo motherfuckers running around. Weirdo niggas, listen, man, there's a lot of people out here that'll put you down on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? One way or another. You know, they got the Guardian Angels out in the BX and Queens right now, you know, back in effect. And the young boys too, you know, Curtis Silver's still with them, but it's young boys. I got that man's card in my pocket right now, you know. So respect, you know, respect everything that's going on right now, and this COVID-19 thing, and everything that's just like fucking lost in society as we try to get back to normal. And realize that, yo, you can't get out here and play with everybody. You might be fucking with an off-duty police officer, anything, and get laid down fucking around. You know, there was this guy that pushed this girl off the subway tracks down in Chelsea in Manhattan. I think it was about 14th Street, about 2 months ago. He pushed the guy off. This was the one that was naked. That dude was an asshole too, but that woman didn't die. But there was this asshole that was butt naked, high off that K2 shit probably, and pushed this girl off the freaking, literally pushed her off the subway platform. This guy, off the subway platform. There was so many of these, that's why it's hard to keep up with the one I'm saying. There was like 5 of them in a row. That's what I'm saying to you. So this was all by crazies, you know what I mean? So the guy that was naked pushed the other gentleman off the subway platform. He fell onto the tracks. There's no train coming, thank God. But many of y'all don't know, there's like 1, 2, Chicago people know this, Miami, y'all know this too. There's like 1, 2, 3 rails, right? And on that third rail, that's the rail for the conductivity for the electricity. So the conductivity for the electricity is right there. So if you touch anywhere between that conduit of the electricity cycles from right here to right here, 9 times out of 10, your ass gonna get electrocuted. You understand what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened to this motherfucker. So this Dread, he hopped off the tracks. He was ex-Navy, Brothers Dread. He hops off the track. He hops off the track, the top platform, hops down onto the tracks to help the man. He hits dude falls. He gets back up, comes to try to attack the Dread. The Dread been in the military, so he knows the roll. Do that roll right there. They don't ever see that coming. So he did the roll on him. Boom. He dropped back when he fell back because he was so, you know, when they on them drugs and shit like that, the motherfuckers is weak. They don't work out. They don't do none of that shit. So the motherfucker, he fell back and then zapped his ass. I'm gonna put the clip in at the bottom. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later.